So A was driving on a straight road connecting Delhi and Punjab. He hears two gunshot sounds. The time gap between the hearing of the two gunshots by A was 36 minutes. But in the news, it was reported that the two gunshots actually occurred at an interval of 39 minutes. What is the speed of the car? If the speed of sound can be assumed to be 330 meter per second. Okay. Now, one thing we can see here is like the time that he heard, the time interval between the two gunshots was 36 minutes, but actual was 39 minutes. So what does that mean? Okay, now imagine a scenario where this guy is here and he's not moving, and from here two sound waves are coming, first sound and first gunshot sound and second gunshot sound. So if the two gunshot sounds are at 39 minutes interval, and if this guy is not moving, then he will hear it at 39 minutes interval only. But what this guy is doing is, this guy is actually moving towards the sound. That was why when the first sound traveled, it traveled a long distance for him to reach him, whereas the second sound had to reach only a smaller distance because this guy moved a distance forward towards the sound, and which is why he perceives the sound 36 minutes within an interval of 36 minutes. That is what is happening here. Now let us look at all four time instants. At time t equals to 0, let's assume A is here, and this is where the gunshot number 1, sound number 1 starts. Sound number 1 starts from this particular point, and let's assume at some particular time he hears that particular sound. After how many minutes is he hearing the first sound after he starts traveling? We don't know. At some point of time, that sound S1 is reaching him. Let us assume it is X minutes later. Now at time t equals to 39 minutes later, B2 sound is starting, because the time interval between the first sound starting and the second sound starting is 39 minutes. That was reported in the news. So both the sounds had an interval of 39 minutes. So at 39 minutes, the second sound is starting, and second sound, now it has to travel only somewhat lesser distance only. It didn't have to travel this entire distance because this A guy has moved a little bit. So second sound only had to travel this much distance. So now let us assume that second sound has met this guy somewhere here. First sound started here and had to go this much distance to meet A, whereas the second sound started here and it is only going this much distance. Now, when would the second sound have reached this guy? It is told that this guy heard the first sound at X minutes, so he would hear the second sound after 36 minutes. So time t equals to X plus 36 minutes, he would have heard the second sound. So now this is the timeline. I'll repeat it again. At time t equals to 0, the first sound is starting, and at some time X, the first sound has reached him. Now at time t equals to 39, which is 39 minutes after the first sound has started, the second sound has started traveling towards him. But when is it reaching him? It reaches 36 minutes after the first round has reached him. So first sound has reached him at X minutes. 36 minutes later only second sound has reached him. And why is it taking lesser time for the second sound to reach him? Because the first sound had to travel a longer distance, whereas the second sound had to travel only a smaller distance, right? Now let's focus on this distance d, that extra distance that first sound had traveled. So for the sound to travel this distance, it is taking 3 minutes, because if this guy A had been here, this sound would have taken not 36 minutes to reach him, but 3 minutes more it would have traveled, and at 39 minutes only he would have, at 39 minutes interval only, he would have heard the second sound. But this guy reduced this traveling distance for sound, and which is why he is hearing it 3 minutes earlier. Therefore, can I say that this distance, for traveling this distance, the sound takes 3 minutes. Okay. Now, what is the time taken for man to travel this distance? He was here at 36 minutes, and he was here at 36 minutes, and at X minutes, and he is here at X plus 36 minutes. So time taken for the man to travel this distance is 36 minutes. So for the same distance, man's time taken is 36 minutes, whereas sound's time taken is 3 minutes. So what I can tell that their time ratio of man to sound is 12:1. if time ratio of man and sound are 12:1, for the same distance, speed and time are inversely proportional. Therefore, I can say that speed of man by speed of sound will be equals to 1 by 12. Therefore, speed of man is nothing but speed of sound divided by 12, which is 330 meter per second by 12. Let's divide it by 6. So what I have is 55 by 2, which is nothing but 27.5 meter per second. If I have to round it off, it is 28 meter per second.